Do you need this recording thing?
No, it just comes to all my
No,
meetings. You can kick it out.
I know. But the thing is, like, so Zoom, I have Fancy Zoom. So Fancy Zoom automatically comes with all the notes. I don't know if you've seen the YouTube, but usually what I do is I upload it and then it gives like a summary and next steps. So Fathom is just going to be another, it's a duplicate thing that they're doing.
Are you
Yeah.
guys
How
both
you
in
doing?
Acadia right now? You are,
How do
aren't
you
you?
know? Yeah. One's outside,
Well,
one's inside.
you're obviously not in Andover,
It's
Suzanne.
funny. Yeah, I know. I know. It's really,
I
we
spilled the
actually really
beans.
like it. It's yeah, I don't know what you're doing, honey, but like, yeah. It's really cute.
That is
So this
cute.
was back from 2019. Yeah, it's super cute. 2019. I would say it's like 12 by 24, maybe longer, 12 by 30. But it's real cute. Layout's super cute. It's just a little cabin. The rain is coming, so Mark has a he has a tent on top of his truck, so we do the tent stuff, which is fine and great. But then in the rain, it's not the best. So we have a storm coming tomorrow, so we're doing this. Yeah. And then recently I've been asking for something called micro and macro planning, because anytime we talk about planning stuff, he's like, "No, I want to do the big picture stuff." And then I'm like, "Okay, well then that's your thing. Like pick a day, let's call it macro planning, all the big stuff that we want to do, but I like the micro stuff, like all the little things we got to get done this week, to keep the juices flowing, things that we need on a monthly basis." So that's what we're doing right now. One of the I'm just getting our Google Doc organized. But yeah, it is funny. We're on the same Wi-Fi. Yeah. What are you up to? What are you doing?
We just got home from dinner and ice
Cute.
cream. Hey, don't look at me like that. I told you Daddy was doing bedtime tonight. I love
Mm.
you.
So dad's
And
home.
huh? There's Desitin in her room. Or A&D, sorry. Yes, he got home this afternoon.
Cute. Where'd you guys
Very.
go to dinner?
We went, I looked at my husband and I was like, "Do you have anything you want for dinner?" Because did I grocery shop? Like, nah. The week that he comes home, we kind of like thrive until survive until Tuesday. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "What do you want to do for dinner? Do you have dinner plans?" And my 5-year-old goes, "We could get sushi."
Wow, 5 years old, very sophisticated palate. My goodness. What kind of sushi is a five? Tell me they're not eating cucumber rolls with
Oh,
No,
crab
she
meat. Is that what they're
definitely
doing?
she eats crab rangoons, edamame, and chicken nuggets.
Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. That's adorable.
same.
Oh, yeah, pretty much, honestly. I
Oh
keep telling him that like his thing is he likes these chicken tenders that he like makes. What do you call it? Like meal prep. And I told him, bro, it's like your chicken tenders are just like grown up chicken nuggets. Like, what do you think? Chicken fingers and like chicken tendies. You're just fucking. You're one of those kids that never grew up and just chicken nuggets forever for life.
That's me.
So
I
you
like
know,
it's
Forgetting,
Michelin star or chicken nuggets, and there's not really an in between.
hmm. Mark, what were you saying?
I was gonna type it in. You're forgetting the other half of the story.
What's the other half? What did I miss?
Ooh, when you shit on me for it for a long time, and then you actually ate them, and you're like, "Oh, that's what's up."
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are really good. It's the one thing he meal preps, which is good. But anyway, so right now we're taking a look at Nashua, which I'm not even saying that right. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. You're like the new
Nashua?
Nashua. How many syllables?
You
Nashua?
say Nashua. You
I
say
don't
it
know.
like a well to do, like with your pinkies out. You're like Nashua. It's Nashua. Yeah.
Nashua.
Look, the closest I come is like I dated a guy from there one time and then was like, I can't do this. Like,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
it's
It
actually really nice. So he said at one point he's like Nashua, Trashua, and I was like, but when we went out there to go see the property, this was the one that's on concrete piers that he was really like nervous about Because if we can't get financing, then, what are we doing? It's a whole bunch of cash to sink into a property. But no, it's super, super cute. There was this whole thing about them building houses right after like World War II. So like 1945-ish, they started like mass producing houses. And this may or may not be one of them. Yeah. So we're taking a look at it. And then we have, I think, 4 different lenders that we're, deciding what to do with. There's still more time that needs to happen because the owner needs to leave. But yeah, comparing. Kind of hard to keep track of everything too, because we have like 2 different purchases. One is the acquisitions part of it, and then the second part is the refinance out. So like I don't
Yeah.
even know what words to use to like organize things, because one of them is like a conventional, like we'll talk about a conventional acquisitions, which is like 20% down, 30-year fixed, la 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 la. Then you have hard money, which is not even a thing, because sometimes it's purchase and sometimes it's purchase plus rehab. Then
Yeah.
you got bridge loan, which is, I think, just a purchase loan. Then you have a construction loan, which I guess is the purchase and rehab, and then DSCR on the back end. And I think that's it. Anyway, just hard to keep under control. Yeah, I don't know how you lenders do this, but lots of different loan products actually.
The biggest thing that I always do, Suzanne, is like not everybody calls things the same thing.
Yeah,
So like I just say like, hey, I realize that like terminology differs lender to lender, and I want to make sure we're on the same page.
yeah.
Like, this is what you mean, right? Or what do you mean? And like I had this gal come to me one day and she's like, I need a transactional loan. It's 200K. And like Scott knows this because he does transactional lending. Typically, these are escrow protected transactions. Your funds sit in escrow. And then she's like, yeah, it's second position. I was like, the fuck? Like,
No,
and she tells
nope.
me,
Mm.
she then proceeds to tell me, yes, transactional lending is always second position. I'm like, no, that's a gap loan at best. Like,
Yeah.
okay. So I was like, just help me understand. I'm very confused. Granted, I understand you're a gator and you're a connector, which means you don't know a fucking thing. But
Yeah.
speaking of, real quick,
It's not.
oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go
Uh,
ahead.
because we're on the subject of Nashua.
3 syllables. Scott, how many syllables? 2 syllables or 3? Nashua or Nashua? Nashua.
Nashua. Okay. The place,
Okay.
New
Nashua.
Hampshire, that you guys are, whatever. Um, I had a connector come to me saying like, hey, I'm a new connector. I have this deal to fund. The borrowers are in RAIN, which do you guys know anything about RAIN? Women's Real Estate Investor Network.
Oh,
It tends to be all new people because after like 6 months, even though you pay them 8 grand or whatever, they kick you out. So it's everyone tends to be net new and they don't teach a lot of like how to about private lending.
yeah.
It's a property that these borrowers acquired. They seem to have like a seller finance note on it, but they also think they're going to turn it into a co-living property. And they also think they're going to do like all this crazy shit. So like, I don't know what the terms of the seller finance note are. I don't know what their plan is with the property. I don't, from the sounds of it, I don't know that they have the experience to pull it off. It seems like based on the prelim research that I did just while I was on the phone with this gal to help her out, like they already own it. They were looking for a first position rehab because in Rain they have the seller take a second position.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like if you guys want to call on these poor gals and like they title changed in April according to Zillow. So like I don't know if you guys want to call on them or not and be like, "Hey, I noticed you bought this, haven't done anything with it." You
Where is
want
it? What is it?
to Nashua.
Single
Nashua.
family?
Let me see. I think I have the link. Hang on. Now I gotta
So we
remember
were
that.
so this is a single family home. I was a little bit nervous. Long-term rents are kind of not really there. I usually do
Yeah.
it based on like HUD fair market rate, and then, maybe try to figure it out that way. But then we got into like midterm rental with the boys, and they're saying like midterm rentals, they love single family homes, right? Because it's families that are displaced. So he's like, we get 5 inquiries a month, and we have no place to place people. And then the other crazy thing is, we were like, okay, so how much? And he goes, 3,600 for a 2-bedroom single family home, with no garage and a fenced in backyard, which is good because some of these guys have animals and they need a fenced in yard. So he goes 3,600 for a 2-bedroom. And this is small. It's like 760 square feet. And yeah, so 3,600, utilities included and also furnished. But the place is so small, I could probably put in like one desk and then call it furnished. You know what I mean? There's only like one bed that can fit in the bedroom, and then you're done.
Yeah. Yep. I just put the address in
I
the
like
chat.
it. 117 Walnut Street.
Do you know this
In
place?
Manchester.
Oh, it's in Manchester. My bad.
No, that's good. That's
It's
okay.
okay. Manchester's like 10 minutes north, I think. I'm not good at geography. Don't listen to me.
Actually,
Manchester, 10 minutes from where? Did you say, Suzanne?
what?
So it's ask it again. You're asking where the deal's from?
I was asking you. You said Manchester's 10 minutes from where?
Nashua, I think. Nashua.
Something like
Yeah,
that. I
I
don't
put
know.
the wrong. I just put the wrong file in the chat, and I'm sorry. Give me.
You're fine.
I'd
How
be
dare
interested in
you.
stuff in Manchester.
Say it one more time.
I would be interested in stuff in Manchester.
Yeah, not Nashua. No.
Not now, only because it's far away. I want to get kind of up to speed before I do things. I know
Yeah.
Maine's a different story. Maine's different because I have contacts up there.
I was surprised because, like, so this place is 71 Manchester in Nashua, but there was also 71 Manchester in Manchester too. 71 Manchester, Manchester. So then went to the wrong one, and it was like maybe 20 minutes away. It wasn't that bad. And so that's why I was like, oh, they're not too far apart from each other.
Yeah, I'd say 20 minutes to half an hour, not 10 minutes, but
Hmm.
Is this? It
What do
looks
you
like
what do
this
you
might be a condo.
I think there. Hang on. I feel like there was a condo and a single family. Let me.
It
I
looks like
think
if it's
it comes up three
They.
bed, 3 bath, 1,800 square feet.
Oh, just kidding. It's a barn that they wanted to convert into a co-living with a condo, generating 2,400 a month in rental.
Do you know the last name of the owner, maybe?
Hang on, I can get it for you.
Because I'm seeing it at 117 Walnut Street in Manchester is 3 condo units. It's looking
Oh,
like, oh, sale date 2023.
I thought I said
Maybe it's
20. Hang on. Let me.
Barrett, Gregory Barrett.
Scott, what are you eating for dinner?
I already ate my dinner. Now I'm eating a snack.
What's the snack?
It is Trader Joe's Rainbow's End trail mix.
Oh,
So,
I
Mark,
like that.
this shows that the
Um,
listing was removed 8/1.
Okay.
That was more recent than I thought. I was thinking it was April for some reason.
I like this stone building a lot.
is that what that is?
I think that's the barn.
I like that
That's
a
a
lot.
that's a hot barn.
Okay, what's the address again? Because you're saying barn.
117 Walnut Street. They're calling it a barn, but it looks like I don't know what you call this, like granite stone. It's a I don't even know how to call that. It's stone.
And this is Manchester or
Oh,
Nashville?
Manchester. 117 Walnut Street, Manchester, New Hampshire. 3 bed, 3 bath, 1,850 square feet.
I see where you see, like, I see an A and a C, and so one would think that there's a B, and they appear to
Mm.
have separate owners. This is interesting. So how did they get the barn? Unless
That
they
barn does
condo
not look like a barn.
with the barn.
Oh
Mark,
wow.
I think you and I are looking at the same thing. 8-1 listing removed at 425. They've been trying to sell this since last year. Last December, they've been trying to sell it. They picked it up in 2022 for 210,000.
I don't think the owners now are like, I'm pretty sure they sold on seller finance.
They sold on seller finance, and then whoever owns it now was trying to make it into a, what is it? They're trying to make it
I want to
into
turn
a,
it into a co-living, which I'm
yeah.
like, eh.
It comes up as 3 bed, 3 bath, which is great.
But then it says it's a
Yeah,
1 bed, 1 bath. I think they condoized.
that adds up. That's what usually happens. Like if they condoed it somewhat recently, and then they built it out, and now it's 3 units. And if you bring up Zillow, it might only show one of the units. That could even be just like an older Zillow listing and not even recent condos. But because these are showing on my side, shows that 2 of the 3 condos sold in 2023.
Yeah.
For 230, and then 225. One in February of 2023 and one in October of 2023. And then there's one that's left out. So maybe this one. That's Unit A. That's left out. And it's owned by Gregory J. Barrett Real Estate Trust. And there was a listing that has some photos. 2025 is showing as active still on MLS, but that can be wrong because this is just PropStream. No, Zillow's showing it as pending, active pending. If you look up 117 Walnut Street, Unit A or hashtag A, Manchester, there are photos active at 395
Wow.
or pending at 395. Sorry.
Good for them.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's pending with who? These chicks who don't know what to do with it, or
Yeah.
the barn is great. There's literally like very beautiful horse stalls right there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I
Beautiful.
like it.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. I was thinking title had conveyed. Like I said, I looked at this for about 10 minutes with somebody else
Yeah.
who didn't know what they were
Yeah,
doing.
no worries.
Um,
60 days on market.
I always hate to see investors get into situations where they don't know what to do with a property, but they have a good like debt structure. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see that a
This is
lot
this
in
is
rain.
this is really well done. Wow, that's awesome. Look at all that wood.
I
Isn't it?
know.
Oh, the loft area. Holy bananas.
Too bad you
Right?
can't put
All right,
horses
I
in.
I get
Nowhere
it.
to put-
Say it again.
So it's too bad there's nowhere to put horses. It's a beautiful
Mm.
Look at
barn.
that. Can you
I
see it?
know. I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I guess they didn't finish the loft area.
No.
But it's saying
That's
new
beautiful.
construction opportunity. Barn to minimum new construction opportunity 2,000/2,500 shell could become your unique 3 to 4 bedroom home. So it's it includes a charming fully restored tiny house. Okay. English stone carriage house.
Yeah.
This is nice. I mean, if it's not, yeah, depends on what it is existing. It's showing as a condominium.
Yeah. I believe that given the other two on the property. The other two
That
one.
is a very bizarre.
My question is just like, what do you actually own? What walls are touching who else's? And, you know,
Yeah, let me look at an aerial. Also, like investors are my favorite because I know that we're all kind of looking at the same things on our relative different screens right now.
yeah.
Well, you could
It looks
share
like
a
a cool,
screen.
it looks like a cool property. I don't know why it looks like a convent to me. I don't know if everything looks like a convent to me lately.
I can't tell if let me look at what's the address there? 10103. Yeah, it looks like they all touch. I wonder if they took the barn and like left half of it and then condoized the other half into 311s. Interesting. Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm. Bizarre. Well, I guess that does work. I guess that's how they had to get it done. Anyways, what else are you working on, Jace?
hmm. You guys know those transactions that just draw out and you're like, when is this gonna close? I don't know. Maybe never.
Like
Actually,
everyone.
good question.
Hmm.
Go ahead. No, Scott had a question earlier today. He was asking me, he goes, should I pull the title, should I pull the file from the title company? Because every time we send an email, we can't even get an acknowledgement from them.
Oh, hell no. Do not use them, Scott. Also, are
Really?
they in Indiana?
And what?
Are they in Indiana?
No, Maine.
Maine.
Okay. Is it wait, is it you guys' deal? Is it an attorney?
Is he an attorney? I like even asked him, and
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
So we
I mean,
didn't pick it.
we took the title company that Ari
Was
and I guess Lily, chose or whatever.
They used them once. I don't think it's anyone special. They said that they closed like, so I was pissed because I have a guy that I like to use in New Hampshire who seems like Mr. Fancy Pants and does creative stuff. And so I knew with this one, I was like, it's a little bit of a dicey dance because it's a short sale and some other things are involved. And so I was like, okay, we need Fancy Pants guy to come in on this. And I was going to pull the title, I was going to pull the file initially, but he's like, oh, I just got your title back. And then verbally started walking me through it. And from everything that he and I talked about, I was like, okay, I think I'm comfortable enough for you to execute. You're nothing special, but you're also not mentally challenged. So sure. And then every time we send them an email, like we were asking just for an extension. We were like, I think a week before the extension was needed, I sent them an email where it was like, we need an extension. I don't like making my documents anymore. I did an extension one time and I put net on it, which was so stupid, and it cost me 24,000. So I fucking don't like making my contracts ever again. I want the attorneys to make it. That's the whole point. Like I shouldn't even have to fill out a purchase contract. Like us needing what is it, transaction coordinators? No, you want the deal, I want the deal. Introduce the attorneys. You guys write the contract. It's going to go back and forth a little bit, but like, and sometimes that's not great because then it's like moments to compete on stupid things and fight about stupid things, and then you lose the deal. But I don't know. So I walk this very fine line of having lawyers do things versus me doing things. And then anytime we send an email, like I'll ask them something. I made it super simple, like because I'm fucking up their ass about shit. Where I'm like, oh, we need this document. I'll put it at the top of your inbox again. I'll call her. They pick up the phone, which is great. Can you imagine they didn't pick up the phone? Then I really throw them out the window at that point. But at least they pick up the phone. But I just hate that they don't email back and say, like, we received your email. You wait till next week, right? Just acknowledge the fact that I sent it to you. I mean, I have software that'll tell me like they freaking opened it, but like you, dumbass, opened it, be professional, write me back. I need an extension because our contract is expiring. That's really fucking important, you idiot. And then they send us this like Word document with like the worst font ever. And you're like,
And it wasn't even done.
yeah.
The sentence wasn't even complete.
Just one sentence. They were like, everybody says this is extended, the end. And you're just like, there are so many other things to write in and blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
So
I'm not impressed.
I'll tell you my
What's
title horror story,
yeah.
and you guys
Or
can make your decision.
or I would tell you, help me come up with a list of rules that are deal breakers for title companies because I don't know when to pull the plug. I don't know if I'm being a total see you next Tuesday, being like, fucking email me back. But I've never experienced somebody that I've sent an email to and they didn't acknowledge me for a week. Or I called them and I was like, hey, so when is title commitment coming back? And they're like, end of the week, if not end of the week, then early next week. And I called them fucking Friday of the next week. And I'm like, bro, where's your stuff? You said we were going to have it. What's up? Can you email it to me? Fucking dead silence. I had a request 6 times, bitch. Give me something 6 times. So
like David, for example, the closing attorney I use in Mass, I do have to babysit him a little bit. He's a one-man show
Yeah.
and he's like really too busy. But if I'm like, hey, this isn't done and it's Sunday before a Monday closing, he's gonna call me on Sunday afternoon. We're gonna do it and then it's gonna be done. But he does need a little bit of like, hi, is this done? Hi, we need to close. Like, okay, like more than I prefer. However,
I wish every attorney had a therapist because I don't understand why everybody waits until the last possible fucking moment and then it's like 4:59 on fucking Friday and they're like we can't do it and you're like my guy you had 45 days. Where have you been for 45 days? I don't
so
know.
and now I know this about him, so I am a lot more proactive and I
Yeah.
kind of give false deadlines a little
Still,
bit. Yeah, it's been a little.
still. I'm not your
David
mom.
Ludlow.
Yeah, yep.
Nice.
What's the last name?
Lebwith. Have you worked with him, Mark?
He's like somebody that knows Meg, who is the attorney that I use, and if she needs to recommend like a random third party, she kind of
Yes.
pushes business.
I think they like if one has a seller who's unrepresented or a buyer who's unrepresented, they push back and forth, I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Good things. I've
So,
not had any issues with him that I've seen.
yeah.
I think there's been a few deals.
Yeah. He just needs to be babysat, which is fine. I just call him and I'm like, "How are you sick of me yet?" Like,
Yeah.
but
How much do you pay him or why do you put up with him?
because he knows creative.
Oh, that's another thing, yeah.
Yeah. Um, and his closing fees I do feel are pretty reasonable.
Do you know what they are?
I could tell you
1250?
from Maple. What's that?
1250 to like review the file.
I think it was
Yeah.
like I'll pull my head and I'll send it to you. But Scott, like the reason I said pull it now, I had a file in Indiana that I TC'd for a lender. And granted, there was a connector involved. The connector, the borrower had all worked with this title company extensively. I think the lender had done one or two deals with them. I sent 26 emails to title. I got three replies, which 26 emails in the course of a transaction is really not that many, unfortunately. But I
Mm.
got three replies. One of them was after closing because I'd been requesting a settlement statement for 5 days. And in every email it says, please do not fund without lender approval of all documents, blah, blah, blah. Or like do not fund without whatever. She's like, well,
Yeah.
we closed already. Why do you need the settlement statement? And I was like, how the fuck did you close? You didn't have lender approval to release funds. We never saw a settlement statement. Where are the signed documents? Like none of your closing conditions have been met. How did you close? And then
Yikes.
I didn't get a response until I started blowing up the connector's TC who they typically used, and like everyone and their mom.
So what was the problem or what? So this is the other thing that I run into is I feel like if I'm the buyer, most of the attorneys that I use, like now I'm friends with my attorneys because they come to my house and make me sign together and then we go to lunch, whatever. But if I'm like passing on a deal, I almost feel like me as the wholesaler, like I'm a nobody. Nobody gives a flying fuck about me. They're like, who even is you? Your name is not on the contract. I don't represent you. I don't have to answer your stupid questions. That's another like thing that I feel like. But if my name is on that contract, then they're up my ass, which I love. I don't know. Tell me you don't want to talk to me because I'm not on the contract. You know what I mean? Tell me you're like, bitch, I don't know who you are. I don't want to disclose information to you. Or I need a document, from like the person on the contract that says, yes, talk to Suzanne. Hello.
And that's why I
It's just,
copy everybody on like my opening emails to title and
yeah,
stuff because I know they're not going to talk to me. Like I have social engineered my way into files that I shouldn't have been able to by saying, "Hi, I'm a TC." But I mean,
right.
like, I the good ones won't talk to you without
Yeah.
confirmation of some sort that you're supposed to
I
be
think
there.
I think nowadays, like every high performing real estate agent has some sort of office assistant anyway. So they know, like, Mark always says, like, we're working for the deal. So there's tons of people who are in there trying to get the deal done. And bitch, if I'm being helpful where I'm telling you fucking things, right? I'm helping you. Fucking listen to me. We need a fucking extension. I don't know whose job that is to tell you. You get paid at title to close the file. If you don't close the file, you don't get paid. So I would think it's in your best interest to fucking facilitate this shit on. What are you doing? We're not doing that. What's happening?
Yeah.
Smoking doobies. That's what I think people are doing. I just don't know.
So
Yeah.
my take is pull it, but I'm quick to not like somebody.
Me
I'm a
too.
cat. I'm like, no,
Yeah, but
bye.
if you get a bad feeling from the beginning, I think that's an indicator.
And communication is just a big thing for me, right? Like
Yeah,
What is a big thing for you?
communication.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will communicate the way that you want to be communicated with.
Yeah.
Like David, I have to text him. I literally just text him all the time. I'm like, hi, hello, hi,
Yeah. Yeah.
911, call me back. Like, but
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'll do that. You know what I mean? Whereas, and that was why I asked if they were an attorney or if they were like an actual title company, because I don't
So
expect to be texting a title officer.
I don't know if he's an attorney. All I do know is when I picked him up, I literally walked him through the title commitment that we were getting back and looking at deeds. So because I had already preliminary, remember I did my research on it, and even that, like, his math was a little off, and I was like, I'm not trying to be rude and correct you, but like, let me walk you through this because your math is wrong. So I don't know. The communication thing bothers me. I don't know if I'm spoiled by other people or if I'm being rude. But so a couple of things, Scott. The only thing that they can bill us for technically is they pulled the title. They pulled for the title report. That's usually like $300. We can technically take that and pay them for that and use that with another title company. Another title company, they may or may not want to run their own report, because after they run the report, they then have to insure it. And so they
right.
probably are like, oh, there was a week of time that passed by and maybe something happened. No, but whatever. So the only thing usually we're responsible for is title if we want to buy it from them. What else did he do? Review our contract, but fucking didn't close it. So half the time I wouldn't even pay them the $600 to close the file because you didn't close it, honey.
Right.
Yeah.
I did.
I don't know if I'm an asshole.
I'm sitting in Maryland now because I flew down tonight.
Yeah, I know.
And at the airport, I did call their office and I did order the mortgage survey.
Oh, good.
But whether they're gonna do it or not, I don't know, because I talked to Chris there, who is not somebody that's been on the emails before, and he wasn't familiar with the address,
File.
and Jill was busy when I called, and he took my information, what I wanted to do, and he said, we'll call you back shortly. And I said, I'm getting on a plane. You can also send me an email. I got neither.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I call him tomorrow and say, you know what, cancel everything and move it over to Sweeney and Nashua, or and start over, or keep going.
I don't. The thing is, like, Maine is so small, and so this is the part. Like, I don't want to get you fired up because I'm fired up. You know what I mean? So, like, don't let me burn your butthole on it. The other part too is it's your name on it, and you're the buyer, and I don't like making bad blood with people, whatever. So I don't like causing trouble. But from where I stand, I'm not happy. I think that I've been pretty clear with communication as to things that we need. The only thing that I would say is sometimes emails get buried, but I think with them, I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed. Even her, like, how many times did I have to ask for like title commitment or for the fucking extension? It's one sentence. You took forever. And like when I asked her, she's like, oh, I need to talk to him to get it approved. Your one sentence needed approval. 35,000 transactions closed. You've never done an extension. You can't fucking change the name and send me something. What are you talking about?
Right.
Sorry.
Yep.
I had to pick up Rupert. He didn't want to. He doesn't like vinyl. I guess he slips and falls on it, so I got to pick him up. But yeah, so that's my thing. Maybe what I would recommend is call Sweeney. I like Sweeney. I called them. They pick up the phone right away because I had called them and I was like, I want a quote as to how much it's going to be to close the file because the one that we were assigned, we never picked them. They were just on the contract and
Right.
we decided to go with them. But they're like, what? From a TC who doesn't buy deals and from wholesalers who also don't buy deals. So where the hell did you get this company from? But again, I kind of interviewed them and I felt comfortable. I came in gun swinging, thinking
Sure.
I'm going to move the file initially. But then he's like, oh, I'm looking at the title report in front of me and I'll walk you through it right now. And so I was like, okay, let me listen to you. And I felt comfortable enough to proceed with him. But the fact is, between Ken, so Ken is supposedly the owner, which I don't know if he's an attorney or not, Jill, who's the front desk, and supposedly his life doesn't run except with Jill. But like,
Jill's
come
the
on.
vice president, but she seems to be the front desk. So
She seems to be everything that's doing it, but like everything that's doing what? Because you're not doing my file, and also middle of fucking nowhere, Maine. How many files are you? What you got? Like 5 files? You gotta
right,
blow the dust off one of them and
right,
go look at that one, or do your Sudoku puzzle. Like, what are we talking about? Do my shit, please. Like one
right,
sentence.
right.
It, yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm not pleased, but Jace, the question is, when do you pull a file? Like it feels like such a prima donna move.
Just I like to rip the band-aid off though, because like the longer you wait and wait for it to get better, is it going to get better? And or even if it does, is it still going to stress you out enough that you have gray hairs and decide that it's not worth it? Right? Like I said, like I'm comfortable with the guy that I use because he knows the stuff that I'm trying to do. I don't have
Yeah.
to like hold hands and teach the attorney how to do the thing. He
Right,
knows
right,
how to do
right.
it, just like I gotta get him to do it a certain way. But
Yeah.
I mean, like this is it's not that hard. It's not like you're doing anything.
Here's the other question I have. If your file doesn't move, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do we even have to tell the title company we're pulling it? Because title company hasn't done shit. They're probably going to call the day before it closes and be like, "Hey, we need some stuff," and you're going to be like, "Sorry, I have another title company closing it already." Like you fucking dropped the ball. But again, I don't want to be a dick. I haven't talked to my attorney friend and asked him like, "What's the problem?" If I call Hong Tran, if I call him, everyone in his office knows my file. I don't know if they have like glass in between the things, but they're like, so and so is to lunch. He's not here. I'll make sure he sees your stuff. Some sort of like internal chat notification, whatever. Again, it's middle of nowhere, Maine. How many fucking files are they closing? No fucking idea. But like the fact that I can't get what I need from you, or you promise me something and you don't deliver. And technically, it's been a couple of things. So, number one, the extension, that was a pain in the ass. Title commitment was a fucking another pain in the ass. And then, is that it? I guess it's only 2 out of 3.
but,
Oh, 2 out of 3.
yeah, it's 2 out of 3, but all of those were dragged out. You asked for the title report. It took over a week for them to give you the title report, even though they had it.
Even though
So
they
wait,
had
they
it, yeah.
had it and they didn't give it to you. Oh no.
And so I said, so I had called, so I called him the day that I was like going to move the file, and he's like, "Oh, I'm looking at it right now," and I was like, "Let's look at it together." And as I heard him, I was like, I came fired up, thinking I'm going to fire him, and I was like, okay, he seems competent enough, fine. And he had talked about he has like a heavy smoker's voice that makes me feel, he's been around the block again. And anyway, so I was like, okay, he seems competent, whatever. And then afterwards, they're like, oh, they're going to go through it again with the attorney, I assume, go through it again. There's going to be some sort of title report, formal report that we get because we verbally walk through it. So that was a week later. I was supposed to get a formal report, and I was like, "Where is it?" And they were like, "Oh, it's the same thing we talked to you about. It's 2 mortgages and one like something heir of something." And I was like, okay, so nothing changed since we last talked. Where's my number one? Where's the formal thing that you told me I would have? I don't have it. And two, send me a copy of the goddamn title commitment, something, title report, title commitment. Like any other company that I talk, any other deal that I do sends me that kind of deal, sends me that kind of PDF so that I can look through it and try to get an understanding. After we looked through it, then Scott came up and he's like, "Hey, there's like a $6,000 credit card lien on it." Then he calls title company and he's like, "Hey, what's this about?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a thing." Oh, where were you? Where were you on that?
Yeah. What are your recommendations? What do we need to do? Well, it's on the
I would,
report.
yeah, I'd call
No,
Sweeney.
like I want somebody who can talk through a title report with me. That is my biggest ally. Like I'm doing a weird airship one right now where probate wasn't open and like a few other, there's a UCC one, there's a few things going on, right? And like I'm so glad it's with the title company that's with. The only other preference that I would have had is if it was at Sean Clemenson's title company, because like I call Sean, the attorney, and I'm like, hi, tell me all the things I need to know, right? But like Kate and Rachel walk me through everything. They're like, nope, this is what we need to like. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, just for clarity's sake, what I heard was we need this. And they're like, yes, but the form that you need is actually like the UCC3. And I'm like, okay, great,
yeah,
So I like that's what I
yeah.
need is somebody who will tell me if title's like fine, whatever. Anybody can do that job. But when they're really nasty, dirty titles, which I've worked a lot of dirty title with Joey,
Yeah.
I
So
need
I
somebody.
reached out to Sweeney Monday. When I called, nobody was available to call, but the woman gave me an email um, to inquire about, and so I did that. And within an hour, they got back to me and said, we can take it over. We just need an executed purchase agreement, and we can get started.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, cool. I said, here's the situation, and I went more into being a short sale and this and that, and I never heard back from her.
So I asked Sweeney about short sale because before I called for first choice title, yeah, before I called them, I had called Sweeney and I was like, hey, we have this, just to make sure they could even handle it before I pull it from somebody. So I talked to them. I said, do you guys do short sale? Like, what do you do? I have you as a recommendation from Jonathan Stratton. I hear you do a lot of creative stuff and then blah, blah, blah. And so they're like, okay. She's like, okay, it's 3 years of Michael Sweeney's, but the two of them are dead. Now it's the grandson running it. And he's very good about creative. He's on the younger side of things. They've done a couple short sale, and the girl who's specifically in charge of like the Stratton files, which all of them are like complicated and weird and creative. This is this woman's name. And so I was like, great. And gave me an email, gave me everything. And she was like, here, talk to her when you're ready. It's not rocket science here. And I called because I was like, two things. Number one, can you handle the file? And number two, can I ask you how much you're going to charge for this? Because like if I'm deciding between two title companies and you're all the goddamn same, how much are you going to charge me for the stuff? And so when they
Right.
came back and they were like, we're going to charge 600, I was like, 600 is dirt cheap. There's no attorney at that point, or what is it, like 2 hours worth of attorney review? Attorneys are like $250, $300 an hour. So then I'm like,
That's a
okay,
cheap attorney. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
right.
my attorney's not that cheap.
Maybe it's not an attorney, but I don't know. So I'm at this point now where I think best to call into Sweeney and just say, listen, we're not thrilled with what we got. These are the files. They didn't really fucking help us pull anything. These are all the things we've acquired on our own. Let's put it together. And I keep asking, like, it's a short sale. So I'm like, what else do we got to do? Like, what else do we need to prepare? Like, help me. Yeah.
Right, right. Did you ever get the third-party authorization signed with Seth?
Yeah, so he sent it back. He didn't do it right, so I sent it back over to him. If we change title companies, then I'm going to have to send it again, or send another one for the title company, or maybe I'll just let the title company send their own, and maybe I'll just keep it us three, you, me, and Keith. But that's easy to get done. Seth is good on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if
All
we
right.
pulled for a mortgage survey already and it takes 10 days to get back, I don't know what to do at that point, because right now, so we have technically 1 month ish, because at the
Yeah,
next due date, the closing is November 6th. So we got 30 days to get this done. I don't know if you want to call back and say cancel the mortgage survey, or I'll pay for the mortgage survey, but I'm moving the file because I just can't stand the lack of communication.
yeah. So I will. I only ordered it tonight at like 3, maybe 3 o'clock. So I don't know that they move forward with anything, but I will email them now and tell
Yeah.
them that we're pulling it, and to cancel the mortgage survey, and then I'll call them tomorrow just to confirm. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it first thing, so at least if they have the email, it's not my fault you didn't read the email.
Yeah.
I'll do that, and then I will reach out to Sweeney and let them know that this is coming their way, and then pull it together. maybe I'll CC you because I won't be able to move files tomorrow because I'll be in my office. But if you can pull the files together that they
Yeah.
need, then we
I
can
have
at least,
everything. I have
yeah,
everything in our shared folder. So we have the contract, we have the first addendum, then we have the addendum to add in like the three things we wanted, the amendment to extend the contract, title report. I have a copy of it. Again, if they want to charge us for the title report, fucking charge us for the title report, but you fucking suck ass. I don't know how to
right,
tell you this. And I think at the end of the day, you fucking already know you suck ass. So like, we don't need to have this conversation. I'm going to move the file. We got a short sale. I have to hit it on all cylinders because I can't. At the end of the day, it's a great deal and I don't want to lose the deal. And I'm not going to lose it because you suck at shit.
right,
Sorry.
right. And the
Okay.
only other thing that's slowing things down, which is why I kind of haven't been in a hurry to this point, is because we're going to change the name of the buyer.
Yeah.
Um, I was just looking on the main website to see if it's been posted yet, but it hasn't yet. It should be up by tomorrow, I think. Once I know that that's been formed, then we can
Yeah.
do an amendment or addendum to the contract with a new name, and then I
I'm a
can
little,
reach out
I'm a
to Ed
little
and
nervous. I'm a little nervous how that's going to play out. I don't know. Maybe this is just me being extra anxious. But when we had it and we submitted it to Seth, whatever day he submitted it, versus we got that confirmation letter on the 23rd of September, I almost think we're going to have to get a new what is it, approval from the heirs. The amount didn't change, but because the buyer's name changes, I don't know if that changes anything. Unless we send in something and we say, ownership of First LLC is a different percentage mix than the second LLC, so it's the same owner. I don't know how to say that, but
I almost think don't even send that into them. All they want is the check. They don't care who's buying it.
right, right. But at the end of the day, I almost feel like they have to consecrate and bless whatever they're blessing. So that's the only thing that because he submitted what he submitted and we got the approval letter, I almost worry that it's going to reset the clock on the approval letter, which isn't bad because then we would get more
Right,
time. Or I
right.
don't know if it resets it or if it doesn't. But again, we're like operating in the dark. Anyway, I'll tap Seth again to get
Yeah,
that thing back.
that's why the third party authorization is important because um, there's
Yeah,
such a large window between when we have a question and when we get a response to it. Um, and these questions regarding the short sale, we can't even ask because
right. Because we
we
don't
have nobody.
exist.
Yeah,
Anytime I have asked about the file, kind of like title, don't talk to me at all. My name's not on anything. I mean, I should have just lied and been like, I'm Seth and I got a sex change and here's my new voice. And maybe they'll talk to me. I have his social security number. That's what I used to do back in the day whenever I did like sub two things and it was like a woman's name. I just pretended to be that person. You got
sure.
three things. Here's the file. Here's the address. Here's my name. Here's my social security number. And then they tell
Yeah,
me everything. How do
yeah,
you know I'm not who I said I was?
right.
But it's hard when it's a man. I'm not good at that.
Harder.
Yeah, yeah. Where I'm like, are you making fun of my voice now?
What's Mark doing?
He's doing
With the
campfire
marshmallows.
things.
Well, they're like he should just call.
He what?
You can make him call.
Make him call?
Yeah, he's a
So do
man. He
you.
has man voice.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. No, because this guy has like ethics. he doesn't do it. He'll literally like if so for example, like a seller signed they're doing a partial release for it's a lot with a house on it and they have to do a partial release to separate it to then sell the lot. And he drove down to Boston to get it done and had the seller, wet sign it, and they missed a spot. And Mark was like, "Oh, I don't want to drive down like 2-3 hours to go get it wet signed again. I could just initial it." And he's like, "No, I can't do that because he's fucking Mark." So no, he wouldn't. He doesn't party with me like that. He doesn't operate in the gray area. And sometimes I do because shit needs to get done. And it's annoying
Yeah,
too to call those stupid numbers and then get all those people. And technically, I mean, what is it? Fraud? Am I fraud? I'm impersonating a person. I just think of like Dwight from, what was that show? The Office, where he's like,
yeah.
identity theft is a real problem. I'll send you. It's a stupid thing where he's dressed up as Dwight and he's like, identity theft is real. Maybe that's what I get in trouble with, identity theft. I'm not. I'm just trying to move paperwork, and I'm just being a whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Being
Anyway.
active, getting
All
it
right.
done.
All right. I didn't have a strong opinion on pulling the file. I didn't want to get you in trouble. Technically, they didn't break any cardinal rules, but I agree that if we're talking it out now, and Jace agrees that we're in a short sale and certain things have to hit at a certain mark, that I almost would not fucking wait for them. And maybe I'll even say it. I would even say it as that, where it's like, listen, we're under the gun for time. I keep asking for a little bit of hand holding to make sure the file closes on time. I'm not receiving feedback from you, and when I do ask for things, it's fucking weeks, and it's just 6 touches for a piece of paper that you already have. Would you have to like go to the Wizard of Oz and ask for permission? Like, where did you go to take so long to give me that? Just attach it and it's a done deal. So
Right.
I think, yeah. Okay. All right. Move to Sweeney.
Actually,
I like it.
yeah, so I'll cancel everything with this title company tonight, and I'll email Sweeney tonight, and I'll just attach the files tonight so they have everything. I'll CC you, and that way, if they
Yeah.
need something during the day, they can reach out to you and me or you, and you
Do
can
you
respond.
have the email for Sweeney for that one girl that works
Yeah.
on, you do?
Well,
Okay.
the woman that I emailed with was her name is Nikki.
She's probably just the phone girl, like a paralegal, but then like the another paralegal that handles certain files for certain clients. If you say the name, like I keep thinking Jill, but it's Jill. Jill is what we have now.
The
I
other
can't
woman,
remember. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
can
I don't
text
know.
you.
This is the only person I know of. It's not the same person that answered the phone, but
Yeah.
go ahead, Mark.
Comment. I was overhearing a little bit, but I was thinking before you go ahead and terminate with the current title company, I would maybe make sure the new title company can be lined up and we'll do it, but also let them know that you're transferring from somebody to them and want to be upfront with that so they don't spend too much time on it. But like, I don't know if there's necessarily any harm in letting the current, like, what if the current people like get done today or tomorrow? It's not ideal, but like switching now may not be, it might take more time. I don't know. Play both sides is what I'm saying.
My
Yeah, so
problem with
I already.
that part is they've sat on things. Like they had the title report for a week and just sat on it.
Never sent it. Had to request it 6 times. So number one. So we like Sweeney. Both Scott and I called Sweeney to make sure that they could handle the file, and they can. And they
Okay,
already
good.
know that like we're not happy with our current title company, and they know it's a short sale, because that's the other thing that stresses me out, is that it's a short sale. We have to hit certain marks at certain times. I fucking can't ask you 6 times for a fucking thing and wait a week and still not get it. Okay, sorry, not yelling.
No, I get it. I get you.
Anyway, have you ever done that? Pulled a file from a title company and just been like, we're not working with them? I know your style is like go through it all the way and then never use it again. But have you ever like been like, no, you're not it?
So like before I would terminate, I would bring up like the potential idea of me switching, right? The threat,
Yeah.
like, hey guys, listen, I've asked for this, I've outlined this, I haven't gotten this. Either you can clean your act up, or like, what's going on? We're gonna go elsewhere, and just kind of like give them a little bit of a forewarning. If they don't act up, then change. But at least you're setting expectations that you're not happy with their work. It gives them an opportunity to respond, but like clearly you're not happy with their work.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think I did. I got bitchy one day and I was like, request number 6. Give me the fucking thing attached to this email. And I was like, oh, I don't want to talk to these people again. Like, you're making me be not nice, and I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't want to be that. Yeah.
The threat of leaving is not there though.
I know you have very good parenting styles of like, here's the line, and if you cross it, this will happen. And I'm like, I'm more gentle, where I'm like, there's red flags, and then I disappear. And then you're like, why'd you disappear? And it's like, because you crossed my line. Mark, you're better than me. We know this. Okay.
Either way, that's all good.
All right. So getting back, these calls are, what did you work through this week? And then coming up for the next week, what are you trying to accomplish or check off the box? What big hills you got coming up? So Scott, I think for this one, it's done deal. I don't know if you're working on any other deals or putting in any other offers, but for this one, you had a good conversation with Keith. I think you guys are moving together on the whole credit partner. You guys came up with the main LLC. You'll pull the file, move it to Sweeney, which I think after this conversation, I think is a good move. What next? What's up for it with you?
Well, I'd say the one challenge with Keith is he's not very responsive. But also, when I spoke to him last time, he said when I called him, it was, I don't know, 5 or 5:30 in the evening, and he was out in the middle of a field digging a hole for a foundation because we had just gotten frost up in New Hampshire and Maine, and he said he got calls and he's got 7 foundations he's got to dig before the frost sets in. So he's been really busy, and I get that, but to me, it's we all have phones, we all have texts. It doesn't take much to say I got this or whatever.
The other thing that I would mention is maybe call him first thing in the morning. I feel like this when it comes to GCs, they wake up at the ass crack of dawn, and that's like their time to get things done or like sit down and process. And then by the end of the day, their brain is mush and they can't think. The other thing that I would also think about is Sally. So my sister lent money on another project of his.
Yeah.
He is behind on it, but there's no fees or whatever. It's just behind, and we know that it's listed and he's moving through it. And I trust him to pay back, so I'm not stressed out about it. But it is delayed. When we were doing the paperwork for that, his wife Sally was helping out. And so part of me thinks that if he's having trouble getting his paperwork shit together, that maybe we need to loop in Sally. But it's kind of like a weird suggestion to be like, hey, you're not on top of your shit. Do I need to call in your mother? Right? Versus like maybe kind of like what Mark says is like, hey, lay down the law. This is the communication on this paper between you and I. How do we get this done? Do you have somebody helping you? Suzanne mentioned that your wife helped out with paperwork. Should we loop her in, or is there somebody else that we should be looping in that can handle this? Yeah.
Right. And she's a 50% owner on the LLC. That'll be 50% owner on the new LLC too. So.
Okay, cool.
So I haven't spent much time looking at other properties over the last 2 weeks. So my wife had her 3rd infusion last Friday. No, the Friday before, and that actually went pretty well. So that was good, but kind of distracted from that stuff for a little bit. One of the other big distractions was, my former credit partner 2 weeks ago suggested he was going to pay me. And, he gave me a day, and then the day didn't come. And then it was going to be, this past week that he was going to pay me, and the day didn't come. And I talked to him again, and he said, if I don't have it, I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. He said, but the payment's coming in. If you don't have it by the end of the day, you'll have it, the next day. And I said, well, how sure are you about that? And he said, 100%. I said, okay, good. That sounds good. Came and gone, texted him, called him, didn't respond to text.
So what happens here? Do you escalate and just say, hey, I'm going to send it to an attorney for collection, and now you have to pay their fees on top of it? Or like, what's the leverage here?
So we're in second position, and this really is a clusterfuck. I don't know that I can really get much worse, because the guy who seemingly is responsible, Chris, has no liability in here whatsoever. His credit partner has all the liability. And his credit partner is a decent guy, but his role in all of this is just to be the credit sponsor. And Chris is supposed to do everything else. He's supposed to do the work. He's supposed to do the management. He's supposed to bring the money to the deal. He's supposed to pay for stuff. And he's not making the payments. And so on these properties, he's missed mortgage payments on it. The work has been behind. He's taken his rental income and he's paying other things with it. He's not paying the rent on the mortgages. And so it really is a clusterfuck. And my expectation is that I'm going to lose the $40,000 that I've put into these. And so even going after his credit partner who's a decent guy, he's got nothing.
I don't give a flying fuck. I don't give a flying fuck if you're pink or purple or how pretty your toes are, how nice you are. You had a commitment which was to pay this. And that's the thing that he took on by being the fucking credit sponsor. You will get
Yeah.
your credit fucked up if you don't do what you're supposed to do. And guess what? They're not doing what they're supposed to do. Scott, you're a nice guy, but you're too nice. You know what I mean? Like, you eat the little bullshit crumbs that he puts down for you. You're such a nice guy that he can push you off and say tomorrow, if not today. And
Right.
you're like, okay, sounds good. No, the answer is in my fucking thing or not. I mean, this comes down to, like, even the banks. The banks get to a point where they're like, give me my money, give me my money. You don't want to give me? Fucking auction, bitch. I don't care what you
Right.
say, either payment in full or auction, because game over.
Yeah. The challenge here is second position. And so, whatever he's defaulting on, the hard money lender, the first position, is going to absorb everything that's available in the property, and I'll get nothing anyway. So one thought that I had, and maybe Jace, maybe you know this if Suzanne or Mark don't. So I've got, 2 loans with him that, I have collateral on, but they're essentially going to be worthless. But can I use those loans and file some sort of a UCC filing on other properties that he has, similar to what Janice is doing with Z, to put another lien on other properties, so that if he goes to refinance or sell, he's got a clear up mind before he can actually do it. You're muted, Jace.
Depends on what your documents say. If your documents say that if he defaults, you can file UCCs, then yeah, you can. But like, my understanding is that for a UCC, you need to have some sort of, either they need to sign it, or they need to have signed something saying that you can put the UCC one.
And even if they didn't give you explicit permission to do that, because, like, this is the hard part about contracts, is you're supposed to foresee all the shitty things that could possibly happen, and then write the recipe as to what you're supposed to do when that shit happens. But you can't fucking foresee everything. I believe with Janice, as well as Eric Gridanis, they both went to an attorney. Eric could foreclose. Janice could not. She didn't have that paperwork. But I think what they did is they put their whole case, they made a formal complaint. They took it to a fucking court. So I would say you would need an attorney like this. Talk to an attorney, take it to court, have them make a judgment where it says, yes, they fucking owe you money. And then from there, you can put a lien on anything that they have their name on, such that the same thing with Z, unless you pay it off, I'm not taking it off. So la-di-da, whatever you want to do. But until you pay me off, I'm not going anywhere. But I think you need to up the ante. I mean, I call it the paperwork mafia, but that's essentially what you got. That's the leverage that you have. So swing your goddamn leverage, because you being texting and saying, okay, sounds good, talk to you tomorrow,
Right.
get my money later, fucking, they'll run over you. They'll run over you because they
Yeah.
You're less scary than other people.
And this guy doesn't give a shit, because he literally has zero liability. It's all on his credit partner.
He gives a little bit of a shit, but he also might be at the end of the shitter, that, like, he's, maybe he was a good person, but, like, at this point, it's an avalanche of doo-doo.
Yeah.
So,
And there's a personal guarantee there too, but I don't know or think that there's really any value there. And the other challenge is I don't have the money to be going to an attorney to try to fight this. And this is one of the other things that, lenders don't understand getting into this. You actually really should not be lending money if you don't have enough capital to support your loan, to have to fight back, to fight to get it back.
Yeah.
Jay, say what you want to say, but I'll say on my side, I lent money to Anthony goddamn Valera of Wichita, Massachusetts. And if you see this on YouTube, pay me back my money. I gave him $6,000 probably about 3 years ago. The interest rate on it is like 25%. So now it's more, whatever. I just want to get my principal back.
Right.
I have an attorney out of Rhode Island, introduced to me by my ex-boyfriend, who's an attorney. And they said, when it comes to loans, it's a different kind of thing. It's not normal stuff. It's a different kind of attorney. So there's this guy who can do it. This guy wrote me, he said, listen, there's 2 ways to do it. Either I bill you for everything that I do, which is $250 an hour, and it's la-di-da, up and out. Or I get 1/3 of whatever I'm able to get. So if
Mhm.
I am able to pull 10,000, then my fee will be 1/3 of the winnings. I have the letter. I can send you a copy of the letter. At the end of the day, any attorney that you ever work with, you're always going to get like a free session, essentially,
Yeah.
because you're like, this is my problem. Can you take me on? What do you think? And usually they'll tell you at that point in time, like, here are my fees. Here's how it works. And you can tell them, listen, like, I don't have money because I fucking gave that asshole money and I can't get it. Here's my paperwork. If you can get it back from me, then I will pay you I will pay you your fee out of this money. But also, how do we make this work so that it does actually work? Because yeah. Or you
Yeah.
get paid from the guy that if you're able to get my $40,000 back, then you get your fee from him too. Technically, I think that's what your paperwork says, is whatever it costs you, it's going to
Right.
come from that.
Yeah. Yeah. The borrower would pay the attorney's fees.
So then the question becomes this: why have you not gone down the route of an attorney to get your shit back?
Because I'm a nice guy that likes to believe what people
Perfect.
say, and
Perfect. Good.
and I don't have the money to do that.
Maybe you don't need the money, right? I just said maybe you don't need the
Right.
money. Maybe
Yeah.
it's their job to collect the money and then get paid by them. And it's going to be their job that when you interview them and you cough up your paperwork, you say, here's my paperwork. There's the guy. Here's his number. If you can get that money back, then obviously you charge him whatever fee you want to fucking charge him for getting that money back. But it's
Right.
going to depend on the language in your paperwork, how much they have, or, have the conversation. So I think this goes into litigation, though. Not every attorney is going to be a litigation attorney. You need a pit bull. I have a
Yeah.
pit bull. It's the one that I used for Z. He's licensed in Massachusetts. This is a Maryland thing, so I don't even know how that's going to work. But if you
One
want,
Maryland and one Florida.
yeah. But the other thing I would tell you is obviously Janice. I'll give you the name of Janice Lucas and Eric Rodanis. If you want to search how they did it, everything is on the court. It's like public. I don't know how I found it, but I remember seeing one time this was the complaint that she made. And therefore she's like, this happened, this happened, this happened. And therefore you owe me X amount of money. And therefore now there are liens, and the judge agrees with me. So now there are liens on all these properties that you own. Until you pay me off, liens on everything. Nothing
Yeah.
moves without me,
Yeah.
without my discharge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a great example. If that can get done in Maine, that can get done everywhere else. But I think you need to find an attorney. The other thing that I would say is, if you're trying to find an attorney, Real Estate Legal, that's run by Scott Horn. Is that his name? The guy who made all of Pace's documents? Isn't
John
he?
St. Clair.
Isn't he your Jesus, Jace, for the top tier TC?
St. Clair is
John St.
Yeah.
Clair. I don't know what I said, but yeah, that's what I meant. He has a real estate group he has a Facebook group called Real Estate Legal, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I posted stuff about Z skipping out on a sub 2 deal in Maine and like trying to find an attorney who would do that. And yeah, there's attorneys in there. So it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's
I've
real estate legal.
been in there. I've been in there once or twice. I'm gonna check right now to see if I'm still in there.
Look at that. Lawyers on Facebook. That's kind of fun. Where they're like, no, I won't take that. That's a stupid thing. They can even post anonymously where they're like, you're dumb. You and your paperwork are dumb. Throw it down the garbage well. Yeah. All right, so that's Scott. Jace, what are you working on, Mama?
What were we saying the Facebook group was? Sorry.
Look up legal. Should be like Real Estate Legal, something like that. And I'm a member of it, so it'll tell you. I love how Facebook does that. It's like, Suzanne is also wearing red underwear today, and you're just like, too much, guys. Meta. Ooh, yeah. Jace, what have you been working on this last week?
I have a RV park file that I think is going to drag out, that I'm going to be dealing with for a while. I'm
That's
excited
fun.
because it's an RV park and that's fun. The SBA is not originating loans though right now, which is exactly how they intend to pay for this.
Is this a Trump thing?
It's a government shutdown thing, yeah.
when did that happen? I didn't know, but like we came up to like Arcadia National Park and they're like, no government. And we were like, I'm sorry, what? Which is kind of nice because they're not checking for parking passes because nothing is manned. And I swear to God, I think it's all volunteer based where they like put on this little, I think it's a mess. I think it's a mess. It's a little bit dicey. I went to a beach today to where I was like, there's riptides and people are going to die if they get in this water. It's main water out here. And I was just like, where are the park rangers? Where's anybody? And it's like, no. Mark and I watched a rescue from a mountain and we were like, probably because there's no park rangers to yell at people.
Yeah.
That's an expensive trip down. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, SBA is not originating new loans. USDA is not issuing commitments.
Wow.
Fannie and Freddie are proceeding as normal. There's weird stuff with VA and FHA is just taking longer. So fun facts, if you guys have anything that you're like selling to a retail buyer right now. It's also kind of a good use case for like a wholesale offer, right? Like a shitty cash lowball offer. Like, well, I can actually close. Is your retail buyer going to close with their
Right.
VA
When
loan?
did the shutdown start? Like
The
where have
first,
I
I think?
been?
Yeah, I was. I don't know if it was the first. It was sometime last week.
Yeah. When did he?
Actually, it makes sense it'd be the first because it's the new fiscal year.
October 1st. So 6 days.
Yeah. Other than that, I am really trying to up my social media game. I've been having a lot of
I
fun.
noticed.
Yeah.
I've noticed. How are you doing that? You have somebody helping you or you do everything by yourself?
I'm doing everything myself.
Is
Um,
Chat
I,
Daddy helping you?
I did create a couple of custom GPTs,
Good,
which
good.
I'm thinking about like making available publicly. I've been using them. I have a couple like clients who I do some operations stuff for who
Mm-hmm.
have been using them. I built out 30 weeks of email for a client this morning. And like, yes, it is Tony and I were talking about this earlier. Actually, it's AI generated, but it's his tone and
Mm-hmm.
his stories.
Yeah.
Right? So we're not like making Chat Daddy's not making shit up. It's
Right, right,
like
right.
I sat there and I hopped on Zoom with him and I interviewed him and I was like, tell me about like wild shit that you've seen. Tell me about this.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. And then we took that to generate the 30 weeks of email. So
Yeah.
that's half a year of email and I'm super stoked for him. So yeah, some of it is AI. I try not to do anything like make a post about the like make a post, make it heart-wrenching. I try to like give it
Well,
stories and then have it
yeah.
refine. Or like give me ideas, like give me prompts I could use to come
Yeah.
up with stuff. So
Right.
yeah, and I that's one of those things I really enjoy doing, except for when I don't do it, I also enjoy not doing it. It's kind of like going to the gym, right? You go to the gym and you're like, oh my God, I feel amazing. I'm so glad I went. But like getting to the gym,
Yeah.
especially in New England in the freaking wintertime, it's like climbing mountain. Like you don't want to do it, you know?
Mm.
So I'm really just trying to be consistent there. I have a couple of like digital products, I guess you could say, that I'm thinking about starting to sell because I find that like people want to hop on calls and like have me tell them everything about private lending. I'm like, there's a great fucking book, but also I know they're never going to read the book.
Yeah.
And um, I just feel like I can share a little bit of what I've learned and like put together and put it into like a $37 guide.
Yeah.
I don't have
I was
time.
also thinking, why don't you just charge people? Like when people book you, what was that website everybody booked Calendly or whatever? You can just charge for people. That was like a funnel that like everybody's like, can I pick your brain? And it's like, yeah, you can for $500 an hour. Yeah, whatever you want. Buy
I do
notes.
charge for intake calls. Like if somebody came to me and they were like, "Hey, I want to put together a Morby method." I'm like, "Great. It's 60 to 75 minutes. Here's your book, 249, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it a
Yeah.
day." But like I tend to tell people I have a 20-minute that people can book. And then if somebody like doesn't want to book on my calendar, which I keep the availability small intentionally. If
Yeah.
they're like, well, no, can you talk right now? I'll be like, yeah, I have 5 minutes before my next call.
Yeah.
Let's go. And so, but yeah, I sometimes I'm an introvert and I don't want to talk to people either.
I'm in the same boat. I just told Mark, I was like, I feel like somebody called me and I didn't, and I was like, no, I'm on vacation right now. I'm not doing that. And I don't want to have to, like, I'm in the car. I can't hear. I don't have my hearing aids in. It's a whole thing. And then, like, I feel guilty where I'm like, I didn't get back to this person. They're going to hate me. They're going to think shitty things about me. And then I'm like, I just need to bitch and be like, I don't want to do this. And then I'll go do it. But I just want to bitch.
Well, and to like our point earlier, I am big on communication and I do feel
Yeah.
bad when my communication is poor. However, when you are not a paying client and you're just here to take, I
Yeah.
understand that we may work together at some point and you might be awesome. You might just need a little hand holding up until we get to that point. But like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I don't want my communication to come across as shitty because I don't have the bandwidth for you. But if I'm like, oh yeah, I put together a guide here, click the link,
Yeah.
that's very different.
Honestly, you going through all the things you're going through and having the feelings that you're having, which is, I like this, I don't like this, because you didn't think to put together a digital product until enough inquiries happened. It's it's the it you have to go down this path to then get to the other side. And I feel like I remember these feelings when I used to do sub to New England leadership. I used to get people call me all the time where they're like, I'm your lost child. And I'm like, ew, no, you're not. Like, I'm not responsible for you. Like, I have a life, like, respect me. Right. And sometimes I would yell at people, but I also think, like, when you are being firm, I've heard this before with people. When I heard people being firm, I can hear in their voice that they're like, okay, I'm trying to respect myself while serving you in the capacity that is best for me to serve you, because bitch, don't get me when I'm crashing out, because you're not going to like it.
The
So it's
problem
one of
is
those
like people don't think TCs get there,
get
I think.
theirs.
No, people don't think that TCs get to that point. Like they're just
Um,
like, no, you just handle like you're just the caretaker and you just handle all the shit. And it's like, no, like
I'm a,
I'm
I'm a whole person myself. I got shit. Oh, dogs are trying to get in. Hang on. Thank you.
that's what I'm
Thank you.
working
Thank
on.
you.
Also, Scott, I put it in the chat, but I know you mentioned like you have some credit sponsor stuff going on.
Credit
One
partner.
of my clients
Yeah.
is doing a webinar on October 17th. It's actually like part one of his credit sponsor course, but he's doing it as a live webinar. So you should hop into that. Bring all your
Jace,
friends.
what's his name? Your client.
Jake Villaret. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you
I
know
may,
him, Scott?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will look into that. And any day now, Gator is supposed to come out with the training for doing this.
Oh, really? I've been hearing that for 2 years.
I know, but I think there was like I think Pace did a family night or something a couple of weeks ago, kind of for the introduction of bringing it in. I haven't been
Oh,
on a I haven't been on a Pace Zoom in like a year at this point, year and a half. Um, but my understanding is it's getting close to being released.
Yeah.
nice.
Listen, he's a great marketing guy. Where he's like, yeah,
And oh yeah, he is.
yeah. You want it? You want it? Tell me how many hands are up so I can say that you want it. Okay, and then sidetrack on this long story. Yeah,
Yep.
I love Pace,
Yep.
I do, but also give me what I want. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. All right, so going back, Jace, what have you been working on? You've been
Social
doing the
media,
AI
digital
for social
product.
media. I'm just
AI.
curious for social media. Have you been, so the intention for you is to grow your social media for what's the result that you want? What's the reason we're doing
Good
this?
question. I obviously want to be an influencer. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
The best part of my TC business was I did not have to do any outreach. It was all referral for a really long time. Like I ran no paid ads, I did
Yeah.
nothing. It was just like word of mouth referral. And that's my favorite type of business to run. The goal with social media is a few things. I really want to empower lenders to lend. Okay, I want to empower people to lend safely, right? I think a lot of like I want people to know that it exists as an exit strategy. When I was at BP, that would have been a game changer to know that I could make money in real estate while
Yeah.
not taking a 2 a.m. phone call because a toilet was broken, because I was already getting a 2 a.m. phone call that the crane was down and it was costing $50,000 an hour,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I would have loved to have known about this when I was in that space. But then also once you learn about it, you also have to know how to do it safely. So raise awareness around PML, empower people to do it safely. And then the third tertiary purpose is kind of like get business for more
Yeah.
so TC work versus PML. I really like working with my repeat borrowers at this point. I'm pretty comfortable with deal flow versus the funds that I have. For the
Yeah.
most part.
I also like the idea of like social media. You're training the people as to how to approach you. It's your brand, right? So you're like, fucking land here, bitches. Like, don't come at me with all your like, oh, my grandma and fucking weird left stories. No, this is my brand. This is what I'm about. If you need this, come see me. And I also, the other thing that I like a lot about it is I told Mark before, anytime that I've met somebody who's made it, has a little bit financial freedom, they can do whatever they want to do. All they want to do is help out people that they want to help out people that are struggling with the struggles they used to have. So
Yeah.
you being at BP being like, oh, I could have fucking, oh, that's what I wanted and I didn't know. Then you're like, I got to go back for the others, for the other Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute. Good. Okay. So
Also,
you go ahead.
if you do not think that we are gonna take some fire fucking photos and content when we are
Girl,
together this
you're
month.
making a music video. That's what I want. I told them all the time. I got to put my coach who introduced me to Pam
Uh-huh.
Barty, uh, her her thing is called the elevated human experience, but I have a chat group with them called that I call Elevated, and anytime I see like a really cute video, I'm like, we're doing this in the Bahamas, we're doing this in the Bahamas. And the fact that you will be there just being a plus one to all the crazy shit that I say, because you know sometimes you're like, where they're like, I'm a boomer, I don't want to do that, and I'm like, just do it, it'll be so much fun. I did a TV show in college with my friends and I still think about it, and it some of the best memories I've ever had, just making videos of I don't know. I don't know if everybody's like this, but like just remembering making the stupid things that we made. And these videos still live on YouTube. They're really bad. I was Trisha Takanawa from Family Guy, where I was like, let me try to think. I can't remember. I am now joined by blah 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 blah. I dressed like her and everything. It was so stupid. But it's nice to look back. It always makes me laugh too, like what you create. So I get the whole like content creator, but like I have so many ideas for just like fun things. I just don't have anybody to play with. So yes, I would love to play with you.
Yes. I hope
Yeah.
Mark knows how to use a gimbal. That's all I'm gonna say.
He has one. I'm gonna make him bring it.
Great.
Yeah.
I have one too, but yeah.
We'll party. I have ideas. Every time I have ideas or a good song, I make a little note to myself and then fucking never do anything. So I want to party with you. I know. But I like the idea. So you have these three things, you know, safely help others, generate some business, all great things. Because I also think it's important for you to train people how to approach you so that they're not coming at you all which ways. Have you noticed a difference? Are you seeing traction? What kind of results are you getting with what you've been doing thus far?
I mean, not to brag, but I make $11 a month on Meta.
Do you really? That's amazing. I make $0, so
If y'all could like my shit and comment, that'd be great. No, I'm just kidding. I tell my
okay.
husband all the time, I'm like, hi, I noticed you didn't like my post today.
Yeah,
How do you think we're gonna buy dinner
yeah.
this week?
I like how you're like, don't talk to me in real life. Like, talk to me on Meta. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're going to pay you to talk on Meta, and that's what they're trying. You're
Oh
like,
my
don't
God.
talk to me in reality. Talk to me in virtual reality, honey. Every thought you have, documented, put it on there so everybody else can see. All right. So you're making a digital product too because you're getting the inquiries that you're getting, which is great. And then what else you got going on?
TC work, and I've just been taking on like a couple clients where I'm helping them with their marketing for funsies. I don't want this to be an offer. I don't want this to be a thing I do. I used to do marketing for other entrepreneurs. I did it myself as an entrepreneur. I actually hated doing my own as an entrepreneur, which is so ironic. Like I love studying it, I hate doing it, but I love doing other people's. So it's not something I want to like do or be known for, but it's something like I had so much fun building out Jake's
Mhm.
email sequences and like talking to so much
Apart
about people's
apart
for
from
him.
getting paid, right? What other
Yeah.
benefits are there for you doing this? Are you distracting yourself with like a hyperfixation that you're into? Like what's
Oh,
happening?
oh,
Yeah,
ouch.
no, I know. Just tell me. Are you hiding something? What are we not doing? What are we not doing?
No, it's fair. I definitely I emailed my accountant earlier this month, like not that much earlier, like a couple days ago, and was like, "Hey, I procrastinated way too close to the sun. Can you still file me by October 15th?" And he's like, "Yup, I got you, girl." And I'm like, "I love
Mm,
you." But and so that like a little bit of it has been procrastination on like life shit. I hate the business admin stuff. Um So yeah, ow, that's fair.
yeah. No, listen, I'm in the same boat because it's easier for me to go do Mark's things and not do my things. And then you get to a point where you're like, I'm not being taken care of. And I'm terrible at accepting help. I'm terrible asking for help. And so that's why we're trying to work on something that I call micro planning. So he does macro, which is the big vision, where are we going in the future, la la la. But I need on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, I have a list of like just bullshit that I got to run through in my head, or even like the big things like taxes and dentist. I hate, right?
Oh,
But
I love the dentist.
no, I don't, I hate, but like getting it down into bite-sized chunks that like you're like, okay, book the appointment, or collect all your receipts and then don't fucking look at them, and then next time categorize your receipts, whatever it is that you need to do. It's nice to have somebody to keep me accountable. I have ADHD. Something about body doubling, just having a person in the room with you. So we were talking earlier today that like there was a study done that like people are running around the track and they run a certain like 10-minute mile, whatever. And then when they think somebody's watching them, their performance is different. And so I told him, I said, listen, like when somebody's in the room, I think, and so this is why even like this call is important to me. Back in the day, having accountability, just knowing like Scott's doing shit, I'm doing shit, I'm watching out for you, you're watching out for me, we're trading resources whenever we can. But once a week coming in here and me asking you, bitch, what is it that you're not doing? What is it that you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing? Like, just fucking cough it up. Like, I'm not going to hurt you, but you're going to have to hear the shit that you said out loud. And I'm going to ask you maybe again next week. And if you want to tell me it or not, the only person who can change is going to be you. And so the accountability is huge for me. So that's what I'm in the same boat, trying to work on it, getting all the little things done, moving them along. Yeah. Because
Okay.
you might be in a state of overwhelm where it's just too much and you're like, I don't want to do it alone and it's annoying and I hate it. And I got other fun things to do like marketing. Sorry. I said it
No,
out loud.
you're right. And I'll tell you the secret. I got a loan request for like a really easy, I mean, it's pretty similar to what Mark did in Stanford. I feel like it's very light cosmetic,
Hmm.
like, and it's in East Bridgewater. I love East
That's
Bridgewater.
near what school is out there? There's a good school out there, right? Massachusetts, Bridgewater,
Um,
Massachusetts.
yeah. Is it
There's a good
Stonehill?
school out there. Bridgewater
Uh,
State University. It's kind of
oh yeah,
big.
yes, yeah.
I used to like charge my car over there. That's how I know about it. And like shitty three family. Okay, fine. My boyfriend had Tesla. His parents lived there. He lived in the third floor apartment. I would go to it. It was terrible. It was terrible. But they bought it for like $70,000, and that entire thing was going for like $700,000. Huge, and it was a total shithole. And I was like, really, this place? But it's because that university is right there. It's pretty big. It's well done, lots of traffic. So yeah, I mean, real estate there does very, very well. And it's like some of the places are old and shitty, 1800s, falling apart, held together by like encapsulated paint, right? But then you also the values hold, so it's not a bad place to be. So somebody approached you with the loan request.
And so these are good repeat borrowers of mine. We do a lot of business together. We've talked about partnering on a couple projects. And really, this is not a play of theirs. However, this is something that like I've been looking at is the ADU play. And I'm kind of wondering if it instead of like a wholesale, it would make sense to ADU it.
Okay, so talk me through the ADU process. What do you want to do? Is it
Yeah.
detached, detached, attic, basement?
So you could do basement. You could
Mm-hmm.
also like there's a huge driveway and it
Mm-hmm.
goes to the back of the house, but then the lot goes far beyond the back of the house. So
Yeah.
you could almost do a detached garage
Okay.
ADU there too. Um, like
And
you have,
you can only have one ADU on a. I think you can only have one ADU at this time.
I'm sorry, instead
Detached
of
or attached.
basement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Like I would kind of want to see which one would comp better. Like I don't know if there's any plumbing in the basement. Like there's no bathroom there, but I don't know if they had like put in for a bathroom at any point,
Yeah.
because that'll
Yeah.
make it a lot cheaper versus like,
Right. Breaking
oh shit,
concrete.
there's a
Yeah.
concrete foundation and no lines and you have to go put them in. So, yeah, that's like I just I don't know what the cost would be to build either. Like it's something that I'm looking at. I want to look at like I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, oh, should I even say anything or should I just let them do their project? Right?
Mm.
Um,
I have that contractor group. I would tell you get a quote. It seems like you have basement living, which people don't really like, but it would be cheaper because like half the shit's already there. You don't have to run new lines anywhere. You don't have to wait for permits. So it sounds faster, but then like the value is less versus you're detached. I have that contractor group. I don't know if you know it. I'll send you the link separately, but it's contractors help contractors,
I have it. I'm
Massachusetts.
gonna get a trash out quote this week too.
Just that, like even Scott, like he was trying to like quote, he was trying to put a bid on a house and he's like, I don't know if I know people out there, just fucking send it. And people talk to you, you get the hungry ones that'll talk to you and they're like 12,000. No, you don't like it, I'll do it for this much. I want to work. And so it's a great way to get numbers because some people take forever to cough up numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got probably in both the posts, I probably got 6 to 10 responses within just probably 4 or 5 within half an hour, and then the rest kind of
Yep.
trickled in over maybe 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
When I did the smoke cert stuff, I had like 10 to 12 responses all around
Yeah.
the same price. And then I had one guy who was like, hey, I'll call you and tell you where they need to be. I was like, okay, cool.
Yes, daddy.
Right?
Okay, daddy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, smoke detector daddy. Whatever you say, I'll do. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I love it just because any other thing that I'm doing, thumbtack or whatever else they call those things, you're chasing people. And just to get them on the phone, to dial their number and get them on the phone, no, you chase me. I got the job. I got the money. You chase me, I'll give you money. Very easy. So I like it a lot. Yeah. Are these the
Yeah.
same Brockton people that you do deals with in Massachusetts? What's their name?
Priced early.
Price really?
Priced early.
Priced early. But what are their names? Like the
Oh,
people?
Logan and Earl. Logan, if you hadn't asked me, I would have been able to tell you. Oh my God.
Mark, do you know them?
He
Mark
does.
knows people.
Logan Price, thank you. Wow. Yep. And Earl Reddick.
Oh, that's cute. Priced early. Price and Earl. Okay, I get that's cute. I can
Isn't
appreciate
it
that.
cute? And I think it sounds like a racehorse, and I tell them that on a regular basis.
Yeah, you're a horse person, so that makes sense too. That you're just like that feels horsey to me. I think everything feels horsey to you, but I also do agree with you in this department. Okay, so going all the way back, let's talk about taxes. Your taxes are done. That's the big elephant that in the room that you've been avoiding.
Yeah, they're like mostly done. I owe them one more thing.
What's the one more thing?
I have to, I got him the K1s for that LLC, but I didn't give him like a P&L.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
What's
okay. Can I
do you
tell you guys
have
my
it?
thing?
Yeah, say it.
I hate QuickBooks. No, I hate paying for QuickBooks, and there's maybe 20 transactions. So I really should just look at my bank account and like tell him what those 20 transactions were.
Okay, how much is QuickBooks?
Like $30 a month, I think, $40 a month.
So I have one that I use called Tiller that I love. It's $79 a year. It's an
Oh,
automated spreadsheet.
wow.
You could
Okay.
you with your chat daddy could probably build it on your own. I'm not smart enough. I used to do back in the day mint.com and I loved it
Mhm.
because it put all my transactions in and I would go through and I would every Sunday I go through with all my little receipts and I recategorize it and it's awesome. It tells me how much money am I spending per month on categories. Like I just love looking at that stuff.
Oh, so this is like your personal budget too?
I have like 20 credit cards, 20 personal credit cards on my side. My boyfriend early on was like teaching me about credit and blah, blah, blah. So I got like 20 credit cards. And then I was like, fuck, how do I manage everything? I was in Korea. Certain things were going on cards that I was not paying for. I was getting late fees. So I needed everything in one spot. So I was doing Mint. Mint got bought out. Mint is Intuit. Intuit TurboTax. They're all in bed with each other. They kicked that away. Now it became Credit Karma. I don't like it. And so I talked to Chat Daddy about it and I found this company called Tiller. I use Tiller. I can give you a spreadsheet, but what it does is it's all like it's a Google spreadsheet extension, $79 a year. Whatever bank accounts, it puts them all in one spot for you. So all you do is you say run sheet, go in there, click run sheet, it'll automatically populate. You can override and change things if you don't like it or whatever, and then it automatically done. I'll send you a screenshot of what mine looks like.
I might need your help, Suzanne. Like I also suck at budgeting, and my theory on budgeting is I just out earn all my shitty spending habits.
I agree. It actually, in life, I say, I think it was Grant Cardone. He says, you don't have a spending problem, you have an earning problem. Whatever you want to spend money on, you deserve to spend that money on it. Go fucking earn the money to spend it. Why should you have to live smaller? Just go get more money. It's an earning problem. So I'm in the same boat as you. I don't do budgets. I just if I want it, I want it. But then also like when it comes to like what is it like doing a house, I feel it. What is it? Feast and famine.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't buy shit when I'm responsible for stuff and it's stressful. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just might need an adult.
Yeah, right. I know. I have Tiller. I like Tiller. I'll share my sheet with you so you can see it. I pay 79. I just paid re-up for it. I like it for $80 a year for it to put it all in one spot. I like that because I'm not manually going to do it. I don't like logging into my different banks interfaces. I don't like it. Just one spot and done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Nope, that's
or
great.
even or even talk to chat daddy and say I here's my right like your confession, here's my goddamn thing, I fucking hate QuickBooks, I have a bank account, this is what I need, what's the best way to do it? And then for me, chat daddy suggested Tiller. I went through the things I went through, I liked it, I'm very happy with Tiller now, but you might have different needs than I do, so I would just say talk to chat daddy.
Okay.
You got to talk your shit out. Okay, so once you get a thing, whatever thing that you get, then you can do a P&L easily. What are the steps? So the step is get some,
The step is I just honestly need to go print out the fucking statements. Find
print it out.
the
Who's printing it out? Are you a boomer? Like, what are we going to what am I going to copy and paste a printout? No,
no,
fucking
that's
send me
actually fair. I
digital.
just need to open up 20 tabs and look
Do
at this.
you or do you just give your login to your CPA and then change it when tax time is over?
That's actually not the worst idea.
Right? Because what
I
is he
do
going to do? Pay your
know
bills
I
for
feel
you?
terrible that I emailed him on October 5th and was like, yo, can you still do my taxes?
Honey, you pay him. Number one, he probably loves what he does if he's a CPA. It's kind of like a dentist where like the number one suicide is for dentists because they don't like their job. But I would think if you're a CPA, you like things enough and they deal with stuff. And probably they, rather than harassing you for the shit that they need, just go give it to them. Go get what you need to go get. There you go.
Okay.
Couple
Yeah, that's
options.
my
You'll just
other
fucking
theory is I just make people like me so much that even if I am a pain in the ass, I'm like, so sorry, I'll get you a cupcake.
I'm same. I'm same. Listen, I used to say to my GC that we're no longer friends with, I said it's an honor and it's a privilege to work with me, and it's also a privilege to work with you. If you and I ever get to a point where we don't feel that way, that's fine. But like whatever I lack in other departments, I make up in personality and kindness and care and motivation, and like I cheer him on. And he told me, he's like, you're my biggest fan, you're my biggest supporter. And I was like, damn straight. It's a privilege to work with me. And if you and I don't feel that way, let's not work together anymore. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
a
love
privilege.
that.
It's a privilege to work with you. It's a privilege to work for you. Vice versa. It goes both ways. Yeah. And you pay the guy. You pay the guy to do it. He he could shovel poop for $5 an hour if he wanted to. Instead, he's going to log in and get the data that you don't even want to get. And this goes back to like hiring out for things, right? If you don't want to do it, but it needs to be done, and obviously it's causing a lot of distress on your face that I can see, yeah, figure out a way to get through it. And maybe sometimes it's just this confessing your shit, saying you 3 Hail Marys and 5 penance and do some yoga in the morning, you'll be fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Mother Suzanne. Yeah. I haven't gone to confession in forever. You know what? I met a girl who is she's a nurse to nuns, and she was talking about how they're such a dying breed because they have like convents and stuff for them, but nobody's becoming a nurse anymore. And they're trying to change the policy because they found out like the nun is hooking up with the priest anyway. So they're like, oh, we should just let them have coitus, I guess. But it's
See,
true. Like, what's gonna happen to all the priests? Priests, I think, are a little bit of a thing. They go to school for that, seminary or something. But like, I don't know what the nuns are doing. And I went to school with
Catholic
nuns.
Church has had the glow up of the speaking of marketing, dude, can we talk about what the Catholic Church is doing for itself right now? Like,
I haven't been paying attention, or maybe
oh,
they're not marketing to me, and that's why I don't know.
maybe.
What were they doing?
Well, obviously, like all the drama in the Catholic Church in like the 90s and 2000s that had been going on for decades at that point, right? Um, I say this as somebody who's like family left the Catholic Church and was kind of like catalog Catholic. Um, yeah, so just like going back to the core values of Catholicism, which is like actually loving people and acting as
Mm,
like with a servant's heart and like
yeah.
loving people for who they are, even if it's not what you agree with. And now the American Pope. You didn't see all the American Pope memes? Oh my God. Like
No, but I know it's a guy from like Philadelphia, right?
Chicago. Yeah. They're
Same to me.
yeah. Oh, I'll go back in like the Instagram
Okay,
archives and
cool.
send you some because they're fucking gold. Like I saw one that was
Funny.
like the American Pope probably has student loan debt. And I was like,
Yeah, yeah. But in all
that's
honesty, they
so
need it because what else are they going to do? It's a dying breed. Once you lose your community, what are you doing? But here's the other thing. When I was doing solar for Tesla, the number one landowner, number one property owner in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, fucking the church.
I
And I
1000
was like, excuse me, excuse me, yeah, because they can grow tax free. And then what I didn't know is there's a lot of older people as they die, they want to get into heaven, and they'll give them their shitty house to get into heaven. Hope that works for
yeah,
you guys. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, just like going back to treating people like people, um, making a concerted effort to attract and have a welcoming spot for the LGBTQA community, like all this stuff. I don't like, I really do think it's the
I
glow
just
up.
thought, a gay priest. Do we have a gay priest? You know how much fun I would have with a gay priest?
That'd be good.
Do we not have that? How do we not have a gay priest?
Would be fabulous.
We do have them. We definitely have them. They're on the down low. But
I was
like
going
a
to say, I'm sure there
fabulous,
are some. They just don't say it.
but like the gays, okay, the gays put some sparkle on it, right? Like, because you can be gay and do whatever you want to do in your bedroom. But I like the ones that like, throw some glitter on it where they're like, look at me. Those are my favorite gays. Oh my God, that would be, I would go to that church, with a gay pastor who's like real gay. Maybe his, I almost called it a kimono. What's the thing, the sacred robes that they wear? Like make it real tight and real short. Whatever. I don't care. Jesus loves you. That's what you said. That's what we believe. But a gay priest, yeah, all the hymns, all the bangers. Yes, I'm in. Okay, so we're doing for you, Jace. You're working on your taxes.
I'll have my taxes done this by this
And
time
you're
next week.
distracting yourself with marketing, which is a lot of fun. And I'm right here with you. But I think marketing's got to be like a 5% of your bandwidth.
That's fair.
It's a fun thing. You're having fun with it. It's creative. And maybe that's something for you to focus on, is like, maybe it's the hobby that you're distracting yourself with now that you can kind of excuse because there's some productive. But maybe the other thing to also consider is maybe there's a part of you craving some sort of like fun, creative release. And maybe that's what you're out from it. But maybe just consider that you want to do some more fun things in your life, or that's what you're needing.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Love you mucho. That's why I tell you these things. I
Oh,
mean,
thank you.
we're gonna
When
have
you
so
said
much
it, I was like, oh, you saw me. Ew.
but that's the best part. This whole accountability thing is like, you need to be seen. And so you're going to get to a point where you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to throw my dirty underwear out there and say, look at my dirty underwear. And then 2 seconds later, you're like, my dirty underwear is your dirty underwear. And this is how I cleaned my dirty underwear. So it's all good. And at the end of the day, if, nobody's here to yell at you, it's you saying what's real. This is a confessional, huh? This really is like say 5 Hail Marys now, because you got to like, it's true. What did you do this past week? What are you proud of? What could you have done better? Which is an interesting question, because I feel like nowadays when I hear a lot about entrepreneurs that are successful, they're the ones that are most critical of themselves. Instead of going home and being like, God, I did such a good job and let me drink and smoke and relax. They're like, no, what could I have done better? What could I have done better? How do I be better? And then that's also frustrating, because I meet a lot of friends that are so stressed out because they're constantly chasing this thing and they're like, I want to be better. And I'm like, also recognize what you've accomplished, because it's impressive. So there's a balance there. Or maybe it's this. You need friends to tell you, like, to hold up the mirror and say, listen, you've accomplished a lot. Give yourself a breather, relax, pivot, breathe, choose your next direction and go.
Yeah. No, it never feels like enough, but that's cool.
Again, you have good friends that, and I remember reading something that it was something along the lines of like, a good friend reminds you of who you are when you forget yourself, which I think is really nice. Because sometimes we can't see ourselves, right? Like, and I thought about this before, like, what if mirrors never existed on planet Earth and you had to walk through life without knowing what you looked like? How differently would you move than how you move now, where you're like, this is my face, this is how I present, blah, blah, blah. If you never knew how you looked, I'm sure you would move different in the world. Yeah.
I actually read something the other day that was like, our brains are designed to see ourselves maybe like 5 times in our lifetime, like in a puddle, like, or a body of water, like a reflection. Like they weren't wired to for mirrors and constantly being on video and like all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and photos. And so they've done a lot of studies on it and it's really interesting. But
Very interesting. Yeah. Because it's like, when did we have the most explosive growth? Is like when we invented the wheel, when we invented mirrors and started staring at ourselves too much, and then we developed ego from there. Who knows? But yeah. Okay, cool. So taxes and some marketing fun, or taxes and some sort of creative outlet for you. Scott, we're going to move a file. And what else are we going to do, Scott?
I just posted on the Facebook group.
Lawyers.
So,
I was saying L for lawyers. It's time to, you're too nice. No offense. You're too nice.
what
Go on the
state?
garbage.
it's,
Huh?
I've always been too nice of a guy, and probably
Learn your
done
lesson.
more harm than good to myself over the years.
Yeah. But you also need to learn this. Like, you need to get your ass handed to you to get to a point where you step up to the plate. I mean, technically that's what happened to me. I always tell it like, I need to get punched in the face for me to be like, wait a minute, this is bad. I need to get angry. and it shouldn't be that way. Like, I should be smart enough to know that, like, it doesn't need to escalate further. Like,
Right.
why am I so stupid? But sometimes you need to get punched in the face.
But even, the worst part about this is when I got into these two loans, before that I had been into not great loans, and I set parameters for myself. I set guardrails. I said,
Yeah.
these are the terms that need to be met in order for me to make a loan. And I didn't follow those. And if I had followed those, I would not be in the deals and I wouldn't be here. But at least, even if I wouldn't have gotten into the deals with the guardrails, getting into the deals, there were still terms in there that I didn't follow through with that I should have. Like when I didn't get paid when I was supposed to, at that point right there, I should have sent a demand letter and I should have, followed up the way that I should have followed up. And I didn't do those things because I had a relationship with this guy and thought, that he would come through with what he promised he would do. And that's
But you didn't come through with what you promised to do on paper, which is, when you do this, I
true.
do this. So technically he's been a clusterfuck, but because he's been a clusterfuck, it's almost like you gave yourself permission for you to be a clusterfuck because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So you can't call him kettle or whatever the expression is. You can't do that because you fucking need to wipe your own ass.
Yeah. I totally recognize that. I totally recognize that, I'm here because of me, not because of him. I mean, he did his thing, but I'm supposed to have things in place to be able to address those issues. And I didn't follow through in my own terms. And so I am where I am.
What
Twofold.
state?
So go ahead.
Scott?
Maryland.
One's Maryland, one's Florida.
Okay. Oh, yuck. No, that makes it worse. Same borrower?
Yeah.
Talk to attorneys, Scott. Talk to them. I think that group is great. I mean, I posted a Hail Mary where I was like, I don't even know where to start. Who do I even talk to? Phone call, phone call, phone call. 3 later, I got called by this random guy and I was like, good, let's roll it. Yeah, so they're making progress. They're a lot happier, but it starts with one step. You have to take a fucking step. You have not been taking a step because you are a nice guy and you don't want to take the step. No offense,
Right.
Baby steps needs to happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good job posting. And then tomorrow, move the file. Text me if you need stuff. Tonight and tomorrow, I think we're at the cabin, so I'm not on the road without power and spotty service. We got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna send both those emails tonight. I'm gonna tell the current title company, just cancel my order. We're actually gonna move the file, and then I'll email the woman at Sweeney. I'll include the files that we have and anything that I missed that she's looking for. You can fill in behind that.
So I have JL Sweeney at sweeneylaw.com, but I think that's the main guy. I'm pretty good writing down my creepy notes. Anytime like someone tells me something, I'm like, ooh, don't forget that. So I write it down.
Yeah, I'll do it to Nikki who responded, and I'm sure she'll send things where it needs to go if she's not the right person. So.
Okay. All right. Mark and I also need to get cracking on Nashua. So that's what I'm doing is sitting down, getting our files sorted, and then picking out a lender. There's more things that need to happen down the pike, but so I think this week I'm going to be working on micro planning, which is like all the little things that I need to get done, like stupid stuff. I got stupid stuff. I don't even want to say it. I'm so embarrassed, but maybe I should say it and be embarrassed, and then I'd be more motivated to do it. Who knows? Okay, I have 2 box springs I got to get rid of.
Oh.
We pay for them. It's like $85 to get rid of these box springs. They came with the house that I bought. And so what I want to do is I want to dismantle it and throw it in garbage bags and throw it away. But now I'm spending all my time doing that instead of it's a split king too. So it should have been 1 box spring, but it's 2. And I'm being stupid. And also I pay for lumber. And when I saw the lumber that went into making it, I'm like, I could make garden stakes out of that. Very stupid. I'm just it's whatever. Anyway,
or firewood for your campfire.
Great. Perfect. I give it to Mark to do. But like it's almost easier for him to knock out my shit or and not to blow up Mark's spot. But Mark has a tower of laundry that needs to get washed, and he won't let anybody touch it. So anyway, it's one of those things, like it's just stupid stuff that we need to get these things done. And we had also talked about like it's hard for us to work on like other projects because we have a backlog of like follow-up tasks that need to get done before you move on to the next thing. So I think this week is probably writing out like our micro and macro tasks that we need to get done, both personal and professional, and then being better about asking for help and holding people accountable. Whether it's him being in the room and me or whatever, we'll get it done this way. But I think having extra attention to accomplishing and completing these tasks will then help us. I just think of it as like greasing the wheel. When things are getting done, I feel better. I can be better. Everything should be better. So that's what I'm working on. And sorry to speak for you, Mark, but that's what we're working on. But yeah. Anyway, time is 10:16. Thank you always for joining. Scott will be on the lookout for those emails. And
Yep.
then if you need me, come find me. But life is good.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell
Okay.
us to go
Sounds
in
good.
peace?
Say it again.
I said, are you going
Oh.
to tell us to go in peace?
You know what? But he says, go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Isn't that what they say? Or like it changes. We need to find a gay priest. I'm telling you, that would be the revival. A gay priest would bring me back. Can you imagine after his sermon, he's like, and that's Bible. They say that. They say that on Kim Kardashian, where it's like, that's factual and that's Bible. I love the gays. Not the lesbians, though. Like, I'm mean like that. I like the flamboyant gays. Anyway. Bye, everyone. Have a good
All
night.
right, guys.